today we need to start regarding the destructuring assignment. Okay, so before that there are two most used data structure in JavaScript. There is a one, it's a objects, and one, it's a array. Okay, so basically the objects, we can say, it allows us to create the single entity that stored the data items by the key. Okay, the object means it's it's allow us to create the single entity and that store the data items by the key. The array, we can say, to gather the data items into the ordered list, we can say. Okay, so however when we pass these to the function, so we may not need all of it. Actually, the function might only require the certain element in the sense properties. Okay, so here we can see there is a destructuring assignment. Okay, the destructuring assignment is the special syntax. Okay, so this destructuring assignment is the special syntax that allows us to unpack the array, extract the array. Okay, unpack the array, otherwise unpack the array or object into the bunch of variable. Okay, as sometimes that's more convenient actually. So basically the destructuring also works well with the complex function also, so that I have a lot of parameters and default values, and we have so many things. Okay, for example, we can see regarding that array destructuring, array destructuring. Okay, so basically this destructuring assignment is the special syntax for all allows to the unpack the array or object into the bunch of variable. Okay, so I will add one example here. Okay, JavaScript. Okay, so here I will create one array. Right now we are doing that array destructuring. Okay, so we have that array is equal to the two things. One, it's a John, and one, it's the Smith. Okay, so here we have an array with a name and names. Okay, so now so I have to use the destructuring here. Okay, the destructuring in the sense is the unpack the array. Okay, we can store in the separate variable, okay, as a variable. So then we can use directly that that name. For example, so there is a let. Okay, I will add in this thing. I'll add the first name and the last name. Okay, is equal to array. Okay, like this array. This is the call. We can say it's a destructuring. Okay, this destructuring assignment sets the first name as this one, and second name we can say it's this one. Okay, so now I will console dot log only the first name I will check. You can see the first name there is a John. Okay, the last name we will get console.log, last name will get that Smith. Okay, we can work with variable instead of array members also. Okay, so this is, we can say, it's a array destructuring. Okay, and there is one more thing, that destructuring does not mean destructive. In basically it's called that destructuring assignment because of the destructurized by copying the item into the variable. You can see we are copying the variable into the copy the items into the variable in this. So however the array itself not modified. Okay. So apart from that thing, so the thing is um, yeah, so we can use the object with the looping. Suppose right now like we are using the simple thing, but we can use the looping with the entries, the object dot entries, okay, which we have seen that object dot entries in the yesterday's class. So we can use it with destructuring the loop over the keys and value of the object. Okay, so here I will create one object. There is a user, okay, is equal to name. I'll add, there is a John is the name, and the age is the 30. Okay, so I will do one thing here. So I will iterate using the for of loop. Okay, for of loop, let so here I will check that key and value, sorry, key and the value, the key and value of the object dot entries. Object dot entries in the sense we will get both key and values user. Okay, so here I will console dot log. Okay, so here I will use this one. Okay, and this is a key, and this thing I can use that value. Okay, leave it this one. Okay, so using the object, like here we are we can use it with destructuring or to the loop over the keys and values of the object. Okay, the similar similar code for the map also. It's simpler. Map is simpler, we can say. So before the object, instead of the object we can use the map also. For example, so I'll create one map. There is a let user equal to a new map. Okay, so here I will add some data to the that user. Okay, I will add the name is the John, and the age is the 30. Okay, so now I will iterate the things here. Okay, the let the key and value of the user. Okay, so you can see we will get the output name and age using the map. So compared to that object dot entries and that map, the basically both are similar code only, but the map is simpler compared to the object dot entries. Okay, so using the destructuring, so we can swap the variable. Okay, so in interviewer will ask something. Okay, we need to swap the variable using the destructuring. Okay, so then you can do the thing is like I'll create one two variables. Name is equal to John, and let admin we can say it's a hello. Okay, okay, so the thing is right now the name is equal to John and admin is the hello. Okay, so I want to make that name is equal to hello, okay, and admin is equal to John. So this is a question. Okay, the interval asked to you guys. Okay, so then the easy thing we have to use the destructuring. So how means, so there is the destructuring means we have to use the name, the name comma admin. Okay, so we can use the opposite thing here, admin and name. Okay, sorry. So now I will console dot log the name. Okay, what is happening? It should work. So we are using this thing. What is the unexpected commas? Comma, we have updated the comma. What we have, so bug finder, the admin was used before, it was defined. Okay, can we use different thing? As a guest I will use, and here I will use guest, the guest. Okay, so here I will use the guest is the John. How it possible? It should work. Equal to and that admin is equal to that admin. Okay, admin is the John we are getting, but the guest is not getting that. Guest should be the hello, admin should be the John. Okay, so here I'm trying to console for that admin, so we are getting the John admin. Okay, then what about the guest? Why it's not giving the, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, I think we got the things. Okay, yeah, this is the guest. Okay, so earlier the guest is the John. Okay, and the admin is the hello. Okay, so using the destructuring we have swapped the variables. Okay, the guest comma admin and admin comma guest. Okay, so after this destructuring we are consoling here the guest and admin. Okay, so right now the guest is the hello and admin is the John. So here we have create a temporary array for the two variables. Here we have created. Okay, for the immediately destructuring it, swapped order. Okay, so we can swap more than two variable this way. Okay, and this is the most easiest way in the JavaScript actually. Otherwise we can use the loop. So this is the easiest way to swap the swap the elements. Okay, yeah, so after that what we have done, this is the, okay, swap variable. Okay, inside the destructuring only. So now we can see the rest param. Okay, so basically usually if the array is longer than the list at the left, like the extra item are the omitted in the rest parameter. For example, so here the only two items are taken. For example, I will add here the thing is, So there is the we have the name 1 and a name 2. Okay, so here I will add some elements in the array. Okay, the first thing I will add this thing, second thing I will add this thing, third thing I'll add this thing, fourth thing I'll add this thing, fifth thing I'll add this thing, sixth thing I'll add this thing. Okay, so now I'll check. Sorry, yeah. Now I will console the name 1 and name 2. Console the name 1 and console the name 1 and name 2. Okay, so we are getting like yeah, so we are getting the only two like the two elements, name 1 and name 2. Okay, that further items are not assigned anywhere. Okay, so if you would like if you like to like also gather all the follow, we can add one more parameters to the get the rest of the elements. Okay, using the three dots. Okay, using the three dots in the rest parameter. Okay, the how means, for example, here I will add the third third variable, that is the dot and the rest. Okay, so now I will console the things. For example, console.log, there is the rest. Okay, the rest of the variable will get here. Okay, so this is the thing, we can say it's the rest parameter. Okay, so the value of the rest is the array, like it is the array of the remaining array element. So we can use any other variable name in the place of the rest. Here we can use any name, not only the rest. Okay, so just make sure it has the three dots. Okay, the three dots is the mandatory before like before this name. Okay, so this is regarding the rest parameter. Okay, the next thing they are the default values. Okay, the default values, default the values. Okay, so the thing is like if the array is shorter than the list of the variable on the left, okay, there will be no errors, because of the absence value are the considered undefined. For example, so there is a name 1 and name 2. Okay, there is a name 1 and name 2 and is equal to the empty array. Okay, so I will console that name 1 and name 2. Right now it's throwing the undefined, but if we want to like default value to replace the missing one, so we can provide it using the equal to, so which we have seen in the default function, in the default parameter. Okay, in the function there is a parameter, we have to add the default values like that. Here also we can give that by default the thing, in the by default the value like this, equal to like a guest, and here equal to there is the guest and hello. Okay, suppose if the array is empty, so then the by default value will be thrown in the output. Okay, suppose if you get the data from the API, so then these value will get then output. Okay, so basically the default values can be more complex expressions. Okay, so they are evaluated the only if the value is not provided. Okay, yeah, so now we can see that object destructuring. Okay, the object destructuring. Okay, so basically that destructuring assignment also works with the objects. Okay, that's a for that thing I will create one object. There is a object like okay, 1 minute. I will create one object. There is the options is the object name. Okay, and I will add the title as the menu, and the width I can set width is the 100 and height is the 200. Okay, so here I have to use earlier what we have seen. So using the array destructuring, so like we need to wrap up, like we need to unpack, like we need to use those variable into the array, okay, as a variable. So then we can console the particular elements, so then we will get the exact element name in the output. But in here in the object, so the same thing we have to do, but here we have to use the curly braces. Here we have to give the only the key value, the key names, the width and height, okay, is equal to the options. Okay, so now I will console dot log the title, okay, title and the width and the height. Okay, so using the object destructuring, okay, we are able to console the that keys. Okay, in the destructuring we are storing the keys only, okay, and equal to that object. Okay, so here like the properties are that object. So earlier what we have done in the previous sections, so the suppose if you want to console, then we have to use that option dot title, option dot width, option dot height. Okay, using the object destructuring, so we can store as a variable, then we can use the console. So it's the easiest way to do using the destructuring. Okay, yeah, so this is regarding, we can say it's a object destructuring. Okay, so apart from that thing, object destructuring. Okay, so yeah, so do you guys understand this, like what is the destructuring assignment, object array and array destructuring, swap, rest parameter and default values and object destructuring? Do you have any doubt regarding the destructuring?
No, sir.
Okay, the thing is like I have one question. Okay, the question was, so we have we have the user. Okay, we have the user, okay, is equal to the name. Okay, the name is equal to a John, and the age we can set to the 30. Okay, so tell me, the thing is like using the destructuring, so I have to console. So what should I do here? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what should I do here for the destructuring?
In square bracket, name and age.
Tell me the like what should I write?
Name and age, semicolon age.
So like as a syntax wise, like pin to pin, you can tell me, starting with
Name and age. Because square bracket name and age.
okay. That before that you can check, we are using the object. Okay, if we have the object, then we have to do the object destructuring. Okay, now you can tell me, so what should I use?
Sir, repeat the question.
Okay, so we have one object. Okay, so we using the destructuring, we need to print these values. What should I do here? So there is an object, Kaustuv, Priyanka and Pritham. Kaustuv, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me. So we are using the object here, not array. So what should I do here?
Take a let name and age.
Let, yeah, tell me. Let,
In that flower
okay. Hmm.
bracket,
Hmm.
name name
Hmm.
is equals to user.
Okay.
After that, console.
Okay. Okay, so using the destructuring like this, actually we have to use the destructuring like this. Suppose if we have the array, so then we can use that array like the square bracket. Got it, Kaustubh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. The next thing we can see regarding the date and time. Okay, the date and time. Okay, so we can see the new built-in object called a date. So date is the object. Basically it store the date, time and provide the method for the date and time management. Okay, for instance we can use it to the store the creation or modification time, to measure the time, like actually suppose if you want to create that date, so like to create the new date, the object call, we have to use that new dot date. Yeah, we have to use like this. Okay, to create the new date object, we have to call the new date with the one of the following arguments called the new date. Okay, so without argument that create the date object for the current date and time. For example, you can see here, so we have the let. Okay, so you can say the current okay is equal to a new date. Okay, so I will console.log and current. Okay, so you can see there is a Friday, Feb 7th 2025. Right now it's 9, yeah, 9 to 15, and it's the, yeah, Indian Standard Time, IST. Okay, so using the date object we can able to print the date, live date, current date, we can say. Okay, the create a date object with the time equal to the number of millisecond, for example. So the thing is like yeah, so I will add some 0 and I will set, otherwise I will add 24 into 3600 and into 1000. Okay, so we right now it's a 1 minute. Okay, so the thing is like the new date strings. Yeah, so basically this date and time. Okay, so we can see some access date components. So there are the method to access the year, a month, and from the date object. Okay, so the first thing, there is a get a full year. Okay, full year will get the year only the 4 digit. Okay, and we can get the using suppose if you want to get the month, so then you can use the get month. Okay, suppose if you want to need a particular date, then you can use the get date. So we have some methods. Okay, so apart from that thing, so we have for the time purpose, there is the get hour, the get hours. Okay, the get hours, get minutes, okay, get second, get second, seconds. Okay, and also millisecond also. Okay, for example, so we have this current date, but we'll check the day current dot get hour wait method. Okay, so right now it's a 21, it's a 9. Okay, so we'll use some get hour dot get second. So here is not work. Okay, so we'll check the get a day 5th means it's a Friday. Okay, I'll see the get full year. Okay, 2025. Okay, so using these methods, we can get the particular date, time, day, month, year. Okay, using these methods actually. So this is regarding the date actually. Okay, so here the thing is and for suppose if if we have one form. Okay, in the form, so you can use the directly this one, but if you want to store in the database, so then you have to convert this date to the some other format. Okay, the format means that dd like that. So we need to parse. For that thing we have to use that date dot parse. Inside that thing we have to add the str. Okay, so basically this is the date and time regarding the the date and time. Okay, we have some methods. Okay, using these methods we can get the exact specific items in the sense the month, the date, minutes, seconds. Okay, and suppose if you want to make a proper format, then you have to use the date dot pass. Okay, yeah. So apart from this thing, so there is the next thing regarding the JSON method and the JSON methods and the two JSON. Okay, so the thing is let's we have a complex object. Okay, we would like to convert it into the string. Okay, to send it over network. Okay, for the logging purpose. So naturally such strings should include all the important properties. Okay, for example, so we have the object contain user. Okay, there is a name is a John, and the age is the 30. Okay, so first what I mentioned. Okay, um the thing is so we like to convert into the string. Okay, because of to send it to the over network just for the logging purpose. For that thing I have to use here the string method, like toString method. Here I will sorry here I will use this method and I will return the name is equal to okay this dot name. Okay, the same thing, it's the age, so I'll use that this dot age. Okay, I'll console the user, console.log and user. Okay, so now it's converted into the string. Okay, but in the process of development the new properties are added. Okay, the thing is the old properties are renamed and removed. Okay, so updating such has called a toString. Okay, the every time can become a pain, we can say. So we could try to loop over the properties in it, but what if the object is complex? Okay, and has nested object in the properties, so then we need to do the implementation there, conversation as well. Okay, so but for that thing, so we have to use some thing called JSON stringify. JSON dot stringify stringify. So the basically JSON in the sense it's a JavaScript object notation. Okay, so is a general format to represent the value and object. And basically initially it was made for the JavaScript only. Okay, but the many other languages have the library to handle it as well. So it's easy to use the JSON for the data exchange. So earlier what we have seen here, to convert to the string, so we have used the manually like this, but in this thing, in the JSON, we have a method called stringify, JSON stringify. So we can use the JSON stringify to conversion. Okay, for JSON stringify, convert the object into the JSON. Object to the JSON. JSON is the format just. Okay, JavaScript object notation. Okay, and there is one more thing, there is JSON dot a parse. Okay, so we can convert JSON to object, JSON to object. Okay, so basically JSON is the format, okay, to represent the value and the object. Basically JSON is the JavaScript object notation, and we have the two methods JavaScript has providing the two methods. One, it's a JSON stringify in the sense we can convert the object into the JSON. Okay, JSON parse in the sense it convert the JSON back to the object. Okay, so now we can use here. Okay, so I'll remove this one. Okay, and I'll use some more properties. Admin, I can make it as a false. Okay, and I'll use here the array also, the courses. Okay, so I will use the HTML, okay, CSS, and I'll make it the JS. Okay, yeah. So now I want to convert this object into the JSON format. Okay, for that thing I have to use the let the JSON is equal to JSON dot stringify, and I have to add that object here. Okay, so now you can see the JSON. Okay, so now it's a format of the JSON. So for this thing we can say it's a JSON format. I'll see one more thing, there is a console.log user. Okay, so just you can see the object and the JSON. So that object is like different and JSON is different. Okay, so the method this like the JSON dot stringify, so that user is take the object and convert into the string, and the in the resulting this JSON string is called, we can say, the JSON encoded. Okay, so we are ready to send it over the like into the plain data store. Okay, so this is regarding, we can say, the like JSON stringify to convert the object into the JSON format. Okay, so apart from this thing, yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, there is a one more thing, there's a toJSON. Okay, so basically we can say it's a custom toJSON. Okay, like a toString for the string conversion. Okay, the an object may provide the toJSON for the toJSON converted, like the JSON.stringify. Here you can see the JSON.stringify automatically calls if it available. Okay, the same thing here for the that toJSON. Okay, here we are using the JSON.stringify. Okay, so apart from that thing, so one more thing regarding the JSON.parse. Okay, the basically the JSON.parse, we are we are converting into the JSON to object. The basically, so we have this JSON. So we have this JSON. Okay, I will store this JSON here. I'll store this JSON here. Okay, and I'll use that parse. Okay, and I will use that JSON. Object is not a valid JSON. Okay, so I will use so now I have converted that JSON into the object. Okay, using the JSON.parse. So basically the JSON may be a complex as a necessary. Okay, object or array can include the other object or array, we can say, but they must obey the same JSON format. Okay, so this is regarding the JSON and method and yeah. So basically the JSON is the data format that has its own dependent standard, okay, and library for the most programming languages. So basically JSON is the JavaScript notation. Okay, so basically we can say that JSON support for the plain object or support for the plain object and arrays and strings and numbers and boolean and null. Okay, boolean and null. Okay, so basically JSON support for these things. Okay, and basically JavaScript provide the method two things, there is the stingify and the parse. Okay, stingify in the sense object to JSON and parse in the sense JSON to object. Okay, the both methods support the transformer function for the smart reading and writing. And there is a one more thing, if an object has two JSON, okay, like this thing, if object has an two JSON, then it is called by JSON stingify. Okay, so I have one question for you guys. Okay, so there is a let, okay, and there is a let user. Okay, so I'll use, there is the name. Okay, the name is called the ABCD. Okay, ABCD. Okay, and the age is the 23. Okay, so can you tell me, I want to make I want to make this user into the JSON, so then read back to the another variable, into the another variable. So what should I do here? So we have the object called user. I want basically that user into the JSON and then read it back into another variable. What should I do here? Like leave it, just you can convert that into the JSON. So what should I do here? Kaustubh and Priyanka, I'm audible?
Use JSON.stingify.
Okay, yeah, got it. The thing is like now there is a one more question. So I want that user into the JSON and then read it back into the another variable. The thing is like, so I want to convert this into the JSON. Okay, the same thing I will back into the another variable. I don't need into the user. I want to store in something user2. So there is a one more variable called user2. I want to store in that variable. So what should I do here? So there is the one object, okay, object contains two properties, one it's a name and age. Okay, I want to convert this object into the JSON. Again I want to uh, uh, back into the another variable, not the same variable. What should I do here? Kaustubh and Priyanka,
Create another object.
tell me the thing. I will write here.
Mm, Let user
Let
one equal to.
user one equal to then
You can store user data into user one.
sorry,
Use
what I like, the thing is my question was, I want to convert into the JSON. Okay, the first point. The second point, I want back into the another variable. What should I do here? So in this thing, so we have the two things. One it's a JSON stringify, one it's a parse. So JSON stringify in the sense we need to make that object to JSON, and JSON dot parse in the sense we need to make the JSON to the object. Okay, the same thing you can apply here. If you want to make this object into the JSON, we have to use that thing. Suppose if you want to make from the JSON to the object, so I need to store some other variable. For that thing, what should I write here?
Use
let
that
user
JSON
one.
dot
Tell me. JSON dot,
parse method.
okay, then
And then JSON string.
JSON stringify again,
No, sir, JSON string.
JSON string, is it?
Remove that dot.
Okay, so what should I write here? Tell me.
User
Sorry,
user
user,
in JSON dot parse user.
yeah,
Then console dot log user one.
console dot log that
User
user
user one.
user one. But I am getting some object. I want to convert.
Okay, JSON dot stringify in JSON dot parse.
So here I have to use, or here
JSON dot parse.
do I need to remove the JSON dot parse, or
JSON dot parse remove
okay, so instead of JSON dot parse I have to use.
string.
So now it's a string. Okay, what I told you. Okay, I want to back into the another variable.
Let create one new object.
Okay, tell me.
Let user to
User to
equal to JSON dot parse.
JSON dot parse.
In that you can put user one.
Okay,
Thereafter console dot log.
yeah, now we are in the same object but for the different variable. So this is the main thing. Okay, so the thing is like user into the JSON. So here we have converted into the object to the JSON. Okay, and again I want to back to the from the JSON to object into the different variable. So this is the different variable. So this is the regarding JSON of like JSON stringify and JSON parse. Do you have any doubt regarding the JSON parse and JSON stringify?
No, sir.
Mm. The thing is, okay, so we can start the new thing regarding that from the callback. Okay, callback. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the callback actually? Do you know what is the callback actually? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
The function passed as a parameter to another function.
Okay, so from now onwards we are like we are checking the asynchronous JavaScript. Okay, the asynchronous in the sense we can see in the asynchronous using the promise and promise chaining and promise chaining, promise API, and after that async. All right, so these are the things we have to use for the asynchronous. Okay, the first thing we can see the callback. Okay, the basically the callback. Okay, uh, yeah, so we can like the thing is like we can pass as an argument to the another function. The function, okay, we have one function and there's another function, we have to pass that as an argument. Okay, for example, before that I will tell something. Okay, so many functions are the provided by the JavaScript, there is a host environment. Okay, that allow you to schedule the asynchronous actions. Okay, so in other like in the other words I can say that actions that are initiated now but they finish later. Yeah, so basically the thing is the many functions are provided by the JavaScript, the host environment. Okay, that allows you to schedule the asynchronous actions. So in other words, the actions that we initiate now and but they finish later. Okay, for instance, one such function is called the set timeout function. Okay, for instance, so there is a other real world example for the asynchronous actions. Okay, so we can mention asynchronous. Okay, so there are the other real world examples of the asynchronous actions. Okay, for example the loading the script or and module. Okay, the thing is like for example so we have the function. Okay, so just to take an example, not an execution. Okay, just I'm doing the example. There is a one function. Okay, I will do the load script is the function name. Load script is the function name. Okay, I will pass the sources from parameter and here I'll create a script tag, okay, and append it to the page. Okay, just let script is equal to document dot create element the create element, okay, there is the script. Okay, so I'll use the next thing, the script dot src equal to, I'll show that src. Okay, so then I will append, okay, the document dot head append and script. Okay, so here there is a function called the load script. Okay, for example, there is the load script that loads the script and with the given src. Okay, like with given the src, they load the script. Okay, so here we have created the script tag and append it to the page. Okay, this call we can say the script with the given src, this given src to the start loading and run when complete. Okay, like basically here it insert into the document a new dynamically create that script, this. Okay, dynamically it will create the script with the given src. Okay, the browser automatically start the loading it and execute when it complete. Okay, so we can use this function like there is a load script. Okay, so we can use here path, like a path we can use like a script dot js. Okay, like this. Basically this script is executed asynchronously. Okay, as it start the loading now but runs later when the function has already finished. Okay, if there are any code below the load like this load function, so it does not wait until the script loading finishes. Okay, for that reason we can say it's a asynchronous. It can't wait for the for this function. It will go and execute the next element also. Okay, so these are the main things we can say, but right now we can see that callback. Okay, the callback. So basically callback we can say how the thing is like the, for example, uh, for example okay, for example callback, I have to do something here. I'll remove these things. Okay, so basically in this thing, okay, the callback we can set the callback function. Okay, the function that is passed as an argument. Okay, so there's the two functions. Okay, the function is the passed as an argument to the another function. Okay, and is the executed later, usually the after asynchronous options operations completely. So basically we can I will tell you the simple terms for the callback. Okay, so think the callback like ordering food restaurant. Okay, ordering food restaurant. Okay, so you are like your place you place an order, like you place an order in the sense pass the function. Okay, and the second point, like first point, you place an order means we can pass the function, pass a function. Okay, the second thing, the chef prepares the food. Okay, means here we can say that perform the an operations. Okay, perform an operations. Okay, and the third thing we can see, once the food is ready, okay, once the food is ready, the waiter will serve you. Okay, here we can say that uh, executes the callback. Okay, so basically in JavaScript, okay, the callback are used for the handling the asynchronous, handling the asynchronous synchronous operations. The asynchronous operations in the sense, for example, you can take that fetching the API, okay, and the next thing, the executing the function sequentially. Okay, and third thing we can say it's a event handling, means event handling in the sense the click hover events like that. Okay, the basically that the callback function is the function that is the passed as an argument to the another function and is executed later, usually after the asynchronous operations completes. Okay, we can do one example for the callback. Okay, so there is a one function. Okay, function the name is the greet. Okay, so we can pass two things, the name, and one it's the callback. Okay, so here I will console dot log, console dot log. Here I will add that hello plus the name. Okay, so I will callback this, I'll call that callback here. Okay, so the separately I will create one more function dot say hi, otherwise say good boy, good bye. There is a function. Okay, I will console dot log, I will add the string like good bye. Okay, so now I will call the greet function here, the greet. Okay, here I will call the John, and here I will call that function called say good boy. Okay, this function. Okay, the callback is, we can say, this is a function only. Okay, here the say goodbye say this say goodbye is passed a callback to the greet. Okay, and it runs after the greet execution. It will run after the greet execution. Okay, so this is regarding the callback, and we'll add one more example. Okay, that asynchronous callback. Okay, in real world scenario, the callbacks are used with asynchronous operations. Okay, like reading the file or making an API request. okay, for in the back from through the back end. Otherwise we can from the client side. Okay, so I will do here, there is a console.log. Okay, here I will make it start. Just we are checking that asynchronous. Okay, so okay, the asynchronous. Here I will use the set timeout. Okay, so here I will console.log. okay, console.log. Yeah, callback executed. Okay, so I will set some time for these things. I will add some time for the 2 second is in 2000. Okay, so then I will use the console.log. Is the end. Okay, yeah, so yeah, you can see start and end, and after 2 seconds we will get the callback execute. Okay, here the set timeout is wait for the 2 seconds before the execute in the callback function. Okay, so this is regarding, we can say this the like the callback. Okay, so the basically yeah, these are the things regarding the callback. The callback is basically the function that is passed as an argument to the another function and is executed later, usually after an asynchronous operation completes. Okay, and after that we have seen, okay, the first step is pass the function, second thing the perform the operations, third thing the execution, the callback. Okay, the same thing here we have use the example this thing. Okay, here we have created one function. Okay, and we have passed that argument. Okay, in that argument we have to use this function. Okay, in the say goodbye function is passed as a callback here to the greet function. Okay, here you can see, here I have passed, okay, to the greet function, and it runs after the greet execute. So this is regarding that the callback. Okay, yeah, suppose the thing is like, suppose if we have uh, so many things in the sense, so we have some complex callback in the sense we have so many functions. Okay, for example, for example you can take, so we have the nested callback. For example, nested callback in the sense function inside the function, function inside the function, function inside the function. Okay, so like use for the nested function calling, so it will take some time and it harmful other application. Okay, for that thing, so we can use the name called promises here, where it is. Yeah, the next thing we have to use the next asynchronous operation, like the method called promises. Okay, so basically for the best practices with the callback, okay, we have to use the named function instead of inline callback for the better readability. Okay, and second thing, handle the error properly. Okay, and third thing, we need to prefer the promises, okay, for the handling the complex asynchronous flows. Okay, suppose if we have the complex asynchronous flow, the asynchronous flow in the sense we have the multiple object, like multiple functions. So if we are doing like function inside the function inside the function inside the function. So for that thing we can say it's a callback hell. Okay, the callback hell in the sense callback hell, the callback hell in the sense, so that asynchronous flow, okay, we can say the deeply nested callback. Deeply nested callback in the sense we can write this function, so we have the one more function inside, and after that we have the one more function. We can say it's a nested function, like nested callback. If we have the nested callback, it will harmful our application. Okay, for that thing, so we need to follow some guidelines, the some best practices. Suppose if we have the nested callback, so then have to use the promises. Okay, so apart from that thing, so we'll do some exercise on the callback, then you will get some grip on the callback. It's very important. Okay, so we'll do some problems. Callback. Okay, so the thing is like we have an array. Okay, the array contains let array. Okay, the let array contains the array contains yeah, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. Okay, so the question was like the callback in the array methods. Okay, so we have the array. Okay, we want to iterate using the for each loop. Okay, so in the for each loop there is a one callback. Okay, who can do this thing actually regarding that iterating using the for each loop? I'm audible, Priyanka and Kaustubh? So there is a one array using the for each loop. We want to iterate the numbers elements. What should I do here? And here we have the concept called callback. Kaustubh, Priyanka. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Using the for each, we can try to iterate the things.
Sir, array dot for each.
Okay. Array dot for each then after that
Create a function.
like what should I write here?
Create one function, like function.
Like what kind of function? So can you tell me?
Element, sir.
Okay, what element? So what should I write here?
Uh, function of element.
Inside that bracket,
Okay. Inside the bracket, what should I write?
element,
Okay. Then
and opening brace.
opening like this one.
Not sir. After completing that bracket,
Okay.
then console.log of that element.
Okay. Console.log on that element. Okay.
Sir, below.
So we got an output actually.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So basically, so we have the array. Okay. We are checking the callback in the array method called the for each. Okay. Using the callback inside the for each to iterate over the array. Okay. So basically, this for each iterate over the that array. This array. Okay, basically it calls the callback function. So here the callback function is this thing, this element, this current element, console.log, and this element. So we can say this is the callback function. Okay, for the like interviewer will ask you like for give me one example for the callback. Okay, so then you can give the example using that array. We can define one array and you can try to iterate using the for each loop. Inside the for each loop there is a one callback, so this callback we can set the callback function. So not only the for each, we have the map, filter, reduce. Okay, so just I'm giving the one example. Okay, well, one more thing we'll do here. Okay, so I will do thing yeah, for the example for the callback function I will do one more thing. There is a function. Okay, there is a function. I want to do add and multiplication. Okay, for that thing I will create one main function. There is the calculator. Okay, so here I will pass the a and b. The a and b are the our a and b are the numbers which we need to pass. Okay, and here I will call the callback. Okay, so then I will return the callback. Sorry, callback. Okay, a and b. Okay, so now I have to create for the add. There is a function and there is a add, and here I will pass there is a x and y, and here I will return the x plus y. Same thing I will do for multiply. Okay, so in this thing I will change the sign as a star. Okay, so this is the functions. Okay, these are the functions. I will passing this function to the that calculator as an arguments. Okay, so the thing is there is a console.log. There is the I'll do 5 first element and second element, then I will add that function here. Okay, 1 minute, what happened? Okay, so I have to pass that calculator. The a value is the 5, b value is the 3, and the callback is the add. Okay, so then 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. Okay, the same thing suppose if I change the, instead of add, I will add the multiply, but then it will the 15. So this is also an example for the callback function. Okay, so do you have any doubt till now regarding that destructuring and date and time JSON format and that asynchronous only callback? Okay, so I'll try the callback and remaining things tomorrow also. Okay, so do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, please do solve those
No, sir.
problems which I sent in the group. There is a dog. So those are regarding that array methods problems. Okay, please do solve. Okay, we'll see. Okay then, bye.